If you've already built up some cash savings or you're just getting started, one of the big questions is, what's the best account for my savings? Well, the honest answer is that it depends on your goals and circumstances. So there's no single best account for everyone. But among all the instant access accounts, regular savers, and tie your money up for a few years options, one that's a perennial favorite is the good old cash ISA. According to the latest count, people in the UK have around £360 billion in cash ISAs. So why the popularity? Well, that's exactly what I'm here to answer. Hello, I'm Gary, and I'm here with Moneyfarm today to look at what a cash ISA is, how cash ISAs work, and why so many people choose them. So you've got the information you need to decide if a cash ISA is the right home for your savings. So, what is a cash ISA? Well, ISA stands for Individual Savings Account. And as you've probably guessed, a cash ISA is an individual savings account that you can save your cash in. So far, so simple. But why the popularity? What makes them different than all the other cash savings accounts? Well, it's to do with tax. What a lot of people don't realize is that the interest you earn on cash savings, as well as the gains you make if you're an investor, are taxed. So this means you can lose a slice of anything you've gained to the taxman. Now, there is something called the personal savings allowance that lets most people earn some interest on their cash without having to pay tax. For basic rate taxpayers, the allowance is £1,000 a year, and for higher rate taxpayers, it's £500. If you happen to be an additional rate taxpayer, then you don't get one at all. Outside this allowance, interest is generally taxed, unless, and you've probably guessed what I'm going to say, your savings are in a cash ISA. Inside a cash ISA, all the interest you earn is yours to keep. And it's not just that the taxman can't get his hands on it, it's that this is happening with his blessing. ISAs were invented by the government as a way to encourage us to save some of our hard-earned cash. And by waiving the tax on interest, it gives us that extra incentive. This is what makes cash ISAs special. Now, because of this tax-free status, there are obviously a few strings attached. So here's what you need to know about cash ISAs. Number one, you have to be a UK resident and at least 18 years old to open one. Although there are kiddie ISAs, known officially as junior ISAs, that come with tax benefits, but they work in a slightly different way. Number two, there are limits to the amount we can put into cash ISAs every year. Before I talk about these limits, I need to make clear that when I say a year, I'm not referring to a calendar year, but instead to the tax year, sometimes also known as the financial year or the fiscal year. Confusingly, the tax year runs from the 6th of April to the 5th of April. So back to the limits on the amount you can pay into an ISA, or the allowance as it's known. Well, it's actually all change over the next couple of years for cash ISA allowances. So it'll take me a little longer to explain this than it would have done previously. Let's start with right now. Everyone eligible for ISAs gets a £20,000 annual ISA allowance. This is the total you can pay into any ISAs you have in a tax year. If you weren't aware, there are other types of ISAs too. Stocks and shares ISAs for investing, as well as lifetime ISAs and innovative finance ISAs. At the moment, you can put your entire £20,000 ISA allowance into a cash ISA if you want. But in a couple of years, on the 6th of April 2027 to be precise, that's changing. From this point, you'll still get a £20,000 ISA allowance, but only £12,000 of it can go into cash ISAs. So if you want to use your full allowance, the other £8,000 will need to go into an investment ISA. The one exception is for people who are 65 or over on the 6th of April 2027. They'll still be able to use the full £20,000 ISA allowance for cash ISAs. So for people with lots of cash right now, there is a window of opportunity to keep paying £20,000 into cash ISAs ahead of the changes. Of course, plenty of people don't have anywhere near £20,000 a year to put into cash savings, and that's okay. You can still build a sizable cash ISA over time by saving smaller amounts. The key is save as much as you can and to save as regularly as you can. Getting back to the strings attached to ISAs, number 3 is that you can't roll an ISA allowance over from one year to the next. It's a lose it or use it scenario. Okay, let's talk about different types of cash ISAs. Like other cash saving accounts, there are different types of cash ISAs to suit different needs and circumstances. Some cash ISAs are easy access, which means you can get your hands on your cash when you want. They tend to have variable interest rates, which means they go up and down based on things like what's happening to the Bank of England base rate and the ISA provider's own rules. Next up are fixed rate cash ISAs. These typically lock your cash away for a certain amount of time, something like a year or even 5 years. In exchange for locking up your money, you usually get a higher interest rate, and this is fixed. So if, for example, the Bank of England base rate goes down, the interest rate on your fixed rate ISA would stay the same. What happens if you desperately need your money back? Well, you can get it, but there are penalties. For example, you'll lose the interest that you've earned. So fixed rate cash ISAs are better for people that know they can lock their money away. And then there are regular saver cash ISAs. These typically have higher interest rates than easy access cash ISAs, but you'll need to commit to saving a certain amount monthly. There are also ISAs offering bonuses or boosted interest rates for certain periods. So shop around and look at the details and small print. You might also hear people talking about lifetime cash ISAs, but this is a different type of ISA with different rules and not part of today's discussion. Okay, so another important thing to understand about ISAs is how the tax rules work when you take your money out. In the old days, if you withdrew money and you'd already used your whole ISA allowance for that tax year, that was it. You couldn't put it back in, and that bit of cash would lose its tax benefits. But these days, some ISA providers, like Moneyfarm, offer a flexible ISA. With flexible ISAs, you can withdraw money, and as long as you put it back within the same tax year, it won't use up your ISA allowance, and you keep all the tax-free benefits. Although any cash you withdraw obviously won't earn tax-free interest whilst it's outside of the ISA. For example, if I had £30,000 in a flexible cash ISA and withdraw £21,000, I could put that £21,000 back in during the same tax year without it affecting my allowance at all. And there you have it, a quick roundup of cash ISAs. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. In the description, you'll also find more information about Moneyfarm and making the most of your money.